Hi, thank you for watching my channel today. My name's Sarah and my channel is called Your True Shelf, and today I am filming a tag called Dilemmas of a Book Nerd. I watched Britta Bowler do this tag recently and I really enjoyed watching her. You can see my little cat Maisie just photobombing in the background. And she says the original tag was created by Lindsay's Little Library, so I'll link the original video down below, but I just really liked the questions for this one. So sorry that I have wet hair, by the way. I've just been swimming, so I'm just using this time to film before the children come home, and if I dry my hair it will turn into a big fluff ball, so sorry about that. Right, so question one is storage. How do you store and organise your books? So I did do a video about this not so long ago, but basically I am absolutely crammed to the rafters with books at the moment, so it's not organised how I like. But I organise the books, they're in the office, and they're organised in sections. So like I've got political section, non-fiction section, classic section, spiritual section, YA series, men and women. I've split into different sections as well, and those sections are all alphabetised in order. It's my birthday in October, and I'm going to buy myself some new IKEA bookcases because I don't like the colour of my bookcases. I want white ones now because my house has got white in and my old house had wood in, so I've got wood ones at the moment and I want white ones. But I'm going to buy some new ones with extra space to line a different wall as well, so that I've actually got enough space not to just double stack them, because there's so many double stacked that I can't actually see everything I own. So that's question one. Question two, tracking. How do you keep tracks of what books you read and what books you own? So Goodreads for this, I use the want to read set shelf on Goodreads as my TBR, virtual TBR. That's the only way I have of tracking what I have got to read. I also have a TBR jar, and I've just realised that the last haul I did, I forgot to put them in the jar, so that's annoying. And I keep track of what I've read two different ways. So I have I tick read on Goodreads once I've read it, so that it goes on the read shelf. But I also have a Pinterest board for all of the books I watch. Sorry, all the books I read. I have one for each year, and also a board for all the films I've watched, one for each year, because I really like keeping track of them, and it's really easy because you can just flick through all the covers and see them all in one picture format, which is easier than kind of reading them all on different pages on Goodreads. 3, do you lend your books out? No, I do not. Very occasionally, I will not lend a book to somebody who I think will not take good care of it. So I do not want to get my book back with a cracked spine and creased corners, because that would really annoy me, and I don't want to not get the books back at all. So if it's like my mum can borrow whatever she wants because she will never damage my books, a couple of select friends I would let borrow books if I knew they were going to give them back to me in the condition that I keep them. But I try really hard not to crack spines and stuff, so I would be peed off if I lent it to somebody and I got it back in a big mess. And question 4, buying. How do you buy or acquire your books? I very rarely buy new books because I love foraging around in secondhand bookshops and seeing what I can find, and they're so much cheaper. I have actually just bought a brand new book, which I heard Simon talk about, which is Joanna Cannon's book, which I believe is out today. And I'm just trying to think, because I thought, oh, it should have come in the post there, I think, and it hasn't, so that's kind of bugging me now. Anyhow, so I have bought that book because it's about her journey as a junior doctor, and she left medicine and became an author. Bit of a pipe dream. I don't think I will ever become an author, because I'm pretty sure I'm nowhere near good enough. But anyone who's kind of been in medicine, found it hard and left, I'm really interested to hear what they have to say, because I've been in that boat so many times for the last 17 years. So is it that long? Yeah, 17 years. So I'm really interested in what they have to say. So I have pre-ordered that one. That's rare for me. If I want a new book, I usually get it out from the library or put it on my reserve list at the library because it's often popular. And I keep a list of all the books that I want to read on my Amazon wish list. And yeah, that's that one. Next book, how do you choose... No, sorry. Question 5 is, how do you respond to, how do you read so much, and other similar comments? So I did do a video on this called Mama and Reading, where I talked a bit more about this in general. I just think it's about what you want to do with your time, because I don't read as much as I'd like to, and I envy some people who have a lot more time and being able to just sit there for like a Sunday morning in bed reading. I can never do that because I'm up with the children. I don't envy the fact that they don't have children, if you know what I mean. I just envy the fact that they can do that, and I used to be able to do that, but not anymore. I don't watch a lot of TV at all. So at the moment, my reading time is being eaten into because Strictly, love Strictly, Bake Off, love that, Apprentice is going to start soon. So that's a lot of reading time going. If I go out with my friends in the evening, now and again, then that's another evening when I can't read, and then I'm like, oh, I haven't read very much. I tend to read every opportunity, so I always take a book out with me, just in case one of the children falls asleep in the car and I've got a few minutes, or I get a little bit of time. I was going to say at work, but likely that's not going to happen. But I still carry the book with me. So I just carry a book with me wherever I go and try and read whenever I can. I read when I'm cooking. I read when the children are in the bath. I'll sit in the bathroom with them and I'll try and read while they're playing in the bath. I'll always read before I go to sleep. Always, or I can't sleep if I haven't read first. And I read sort of instead of watching TV, really. So that's how I read a lot. Number 6, next book. How do you choose your next book? I don't feel like I've got to choose my next book for ages, because I've either got a library book which is due back, or a prize that I'm reading the list for, or a buddy read that I'm doing with somebody, or a book someone's lent me and I have to give it back. And I feel like I would love soon to just go to my shelves and go, I fancy this, and just pick it off the shelf, because I don't feel like I've done that hardly at all this year, which is a bit shocking, really. And I like, for instance, I'm doing 2 buddy reads this month. I'm really enjoying them. I love discussing them with the people I'm reading them with. And so I'm not in any way regretful of that. And I'm planning on doing another buddy read for Victober with Joe Smith. And I'm really looking forward to that, because we both find that we pick up books that we have been avoiding, and then we really enjoy them, and it's so nice to chat to someone about them who's reading at the same time. It's really, really lovely. So I love doing that. But on the other hand, when you've planned your reading, it takes away spontaneity as well. So it's just getting a balance, isn't it, between having books you have to read for, like library books and stuff, like I say, or loans from other people, and being able to choose what you want, and doing booktube challenges. Like, I really like doing all those things, so I'm not being negative about it, but I don't feel like I've actually gone and chosen very many books off my shelf by whim this year, and I really want to do that soon. Number 7, travel. How do you pick which book to bring on vacation with you? Well, I haven't hardly had any holidays. I will always bring the one I am currently reading, and then I will pick a few that I fancy, really. I don't really want anything really long and heavy going. I don't want anything depressing. I remember on my honeymoon reading The Road by Cormac McCarthy, and why did I take that on honeymoon with me? I didn't enjoy it, and I wonder if I didn't enjoy it because I was sitting on a beach in the Maldives and it didn't really fit in with my surroundings, and it was a bit miserable, really. So I try and read things that are quite light, entertaining, shorter, that I fancy, basically. But equally, don't get a lot of reading time on holidays, because the little ones don't hardly go on holiday at the moment either, so that's not really a question that applies to me too much. However, I can remember things I've read on other holidays. Like, I can remember being in Italy and reading Flight Behaviour by Barbara Kingsolver and having really bad morning sickness. I can remember that. I can remember reading the books I read on honeymoon. I can remember being on a beach and reading Tracy Chevalier's book about fossils, which I can't remember the title of, and that was a lot about set on a beach, and so that was really good to read. So I can just remember, like, I remember reading The Hunger Games while I was on holiday in Marbella. I remember sitting on a balcony in Spain when it was quite rainy and cold, not cold, but cold for Spain, and reading Cold Mountain, and I love that book. So I can remember like books I've read on holiday, so I've obviously made good choices apart from The Road by Cormac McCarthy. Right, number 8, annotate. Do you write in or mark up your books in any way? Hardly ever. So the only book that I've actually written in, I think, is The Seat of the Soul by Gary Zukav, which is one of my favourite books of all time. Absolutely incredible book, a spiritual book, and I go back to it a lot. So I've underlined, I've got tab all over the book where I've put in little, there's little sticky tabs you can put in the top of books to mark different pages and sections because it's so good. And there's another book that I read and did a lot of tabbing. I can't think what it is now. I only tend to do it with my spiritual books because I know I want to go back to them when I'm having a struggle with something, and I want to go back and read what I found so amazing. And I also, if I have a quote that I really love, I have a little app on my phone, and I keep called Evernote, and I keep all of my quotes on the same page that I really love, because then I can go back and look at them whenever I want. So I don't really write in books very much, and I don't think I've written in any fiction books at all. Number 9, new or backlist, which do you prefer? I don't know. I would say I don't tend to go for either on purpose. I just tend to either have an author I really like and just try and get through lots of things that they've written, or if I find an author who I like and it happens to be their new book, I'll have a look at their backlist. So I don't ever kind of think, oh no, I mustn't read any Margaret Atwood until I've read the first thing she's ever written, or oh, I should read the newest Margaret Atwood and then work my way back. Because I don't really think like that. I just find a book, if I enjoy it, I'll look at their previous work and then I'll buy the work from the future. Sometimes I happen to read them in order, like Jessie Burton. I've read her 2 books in order. I can't wait to read her 3rd book, so I think she's fantastic. But I wouldn't have avoided her 3rd book so that I could read her 1st book first, if you see what I mean. Right, number 10, this is the last question. Sequels. Do you read books as they are released, or do you wait for an entire series to be released? I read them as they are released. So again, there's quite a lot of series that are quite well known which I haven't read, and my next series that I definitely want to read is His Dark Materials books by Philip Pullman. I'm really quite shocked that I haven't read those, so I haven't read the first 3, and obviously then the prequel 3. Not all out yet, but I really want to get to those, and I know there's an adaptation coming out soon, so I want to try and read that beforehand. I want to get more into the Cormoran Strike series. I've only read the first one of those, and I'd like to finish those. I really want to read the Earth's Children series again by Jean Auel, because I started reading that literally when I was in primary school, and I think I haven't read the last one yet, but I want to read all of them again. So I will not wait, no way am I going to wait until the whole series is out. Or I'm reading the Nevermore series at the moment. I've only read book 1. And it is annoying when you really love a book and you have to wait ages for the next one to come out, and you might not remember everything that was in the book. I do get that, but there's no point in waiting 7 years or something for a series to finish and then go into the beginning. If you wanted to read it, just get on and read it, I say. So anyway, that was the tag. I really enjoyed talking about that, actually. I love talking about anything a little bit nerdy and bookish is amazing. So I'm not going to tag anyone in particular, because some people like doing tags, some people don't. So do it if you like. You're quite welcome. And I will link the original video, like I say, and the other videos I mentioned, the one about how I read and the one about how I organise my shelves. I'll link them as well. So let me know if you've got any comments, and I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will speak to you soon. Bye!